the poorest county in America?
Poor that's gonna starve and die. It's not the rich. I think poor is somebody like me. It's a struggle every day.
You're struggling.
The poorest.
Making gas money.
Where is this? West Virginia?
Every day and stuff for that monthly.
The county is considered first or second poorest county in the United States of America, which we're not proud of.
Kentucky?
Yours?
Yeah.
What happened, man?
I don't know, but he come on about 3 o'clock in the morning. It was one of them things, I guess.
Damn. Oh my God. Go Wildcats.
So it's poor, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's poor.
Each year we journey to America's poorest county to connect with locals and see the realities of everyday life. This year, our focus turns to Owsley County, Kentucky, a community that's been covered by the likes of Huffington Post and Al Jazeera. Rural Appalachia.
What the f is Al Jazeera doing in Kentucky? What business can Al Jazeera possibly have in Kentucky, bro? Yo, Ivan, thank you for the 213 sub.
Particularly Kentucky's coal mining regions have long grappled with poverty. This region dominates the list of America's most challenging places to live, with 10 counties from this area making the top 25 in the country due to factors like life expectancy, poverty rates, and educational attainment.
What?
The question is, why does this area struggle so deeply with poverty? I mean, we're talking about one of the most beautiful areas in the country.
Someone just said, I work at Al Jazeera, bro. Yo, man, my parents used to watch that every day growing up.
It's rich with coal and natural minerals, but it's also an area with low soil quality, so not much farming, rugged terrain, so hard to access and expensive to develop in. It's landlocked, which means no access to ocean ports. And so while it does have terrain loaded with coal and minerals, the problem is rich investors and coal mining companies came into these towns and sucked them dry. They gave the Kentucky locals who broke their backs toiling in the mines some crumbs from the table and took their riches for themselves. And when the coal business dried up, these companies vanished, leaving behind widespread unemployment and a devastating rise in drug addiction. In this episode, we dive into Owsley County, speaking with locals, law enforcement, and even those involved in the drug trade to paint a portrait of life in this overlooked corner of America. Join us today as we explore the poorest county in the country. And to give some context, this episode was filmed over the course of 2 visits, one in 2022 and one in 2024.
Damn.
Here we go.
Before we get into the episode, I got an announcement for you. We know mainstream media is dog shit, but thankfully we got the alternative. On my page for 7 and
This IQ I got is really like special.
One of the poorest counties in the country.
This is.
Yeah.
Do you mind if we start rolling?
Okay. I got one-way street all the way out the courthouse. Roads are bad.
I'll re-download 7 TV tomorrow.
So what's missing from law enforcement? Like what kind of crimes are happening that they're not?
Drugs.
What kind of drugs? Like fentanyl?
Meth, heroin, you name it.
And you said this is one of the poorest counties in the country. Is that kind of like a reputation it has?
It's always been that way. The older generation didn't want no factories or nothing like that, so now the younger generation is paying the price for it.
So there's not really good job opportunities here.
If you either work for the school board, courthouse, or the county, it's the only job.
So is there a high unemployment rate
How about
here?
fast food restaurants?
And the people that are unemployed,
you gotta eat.
They
They're
collect.
on disability or live on food stamps and stuff like that.
And what percentage would you guess of the population is that of this town?
I'd say probably about 80% of it.
80%. Wow. Do you feel represented as an American?
I did when Trump was in, but not now, no.
So you felt like Trump kind of had small, like little town America's back, but not the current administration?
Yeah, he had the people's back. He didn't have the government's back.
What about this current?
All right, sorry to break it to you, man, but you live in the poorest county. Nobody has your back, okay? Literally nobody has your back. If they had your back, they would be helping you niggas, bro.
Administration makes you feel underrepresented.
Well, a gallon of milk, $7 here.
So inflation is hitting people heavy. A gallon
They would be providing
$6.
opportunities.
That sounds crazy. How could a town like this recover and have a second wind to it?
Well, they got plenty of farmland. What to do? Let some company buy something, go to factory, start some, give something for the youth to do, you know, other than school and running around the roads and hanging out with their own crowds.
So basically, because there's a lack of opportunities for the youth, they're running around, getting into drugs, starting those the young, and then that starts a cycle that's going to keep the city
what drug is that?
economically depressed.
Yo, Leah, thank you for the gift.
Here when my boy got up to high school age, moved to Indiana, so he
have a better chance.
Now he's working up there, and he's making
$20
an hour in the factory.
That's damn good.
His wife's making $15 an hour.
What the fuck is AP30? That nigga knew the scientific name for that? What is AP30?
Fast resale, you know,
And it just feels like the opportunities here aren't there.
they're not here.
So if you were president of this country, what's one thing you would change to help a county like this?
I would lower the price of food, gas, give more job opportunities to people in the counties, not worry about big companies as much as they do and worry about the small people.
So does it feel like the cost of living is getting so high that it just almost feels impossible to get ahead?
I go through $800 a month in food.
Wow. What percentage of the town would you say is into harder drugs?
I'd say probably over 60%.
God damn!
3 o'clock in the morning and watch people walk down the middle of the highway in their underwear.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Any final thoughts or any advice for us going forward here? Is it sketchy here?
Run.
Like, is someone...
If they don't know you and you step on their property, they'll shoot first and ask questions later.
Wow. Well, thank you for the heads up. Okay, so first question I have is, do you feel represented as an American? Do you feel like the government has your interests at heart?
No, hell no. I mean, look who we got as a president, Joe Biden. I mean, not that Trump was any better, but I mean, at least he was making stuff happen, you know. They're just running this country in the ground. I mean, look at inflation, look at gas prices. It's the poor that's gonna starve and die. It's not the rich. I mean, it's dropping a bucket to them.
What is rich to you and what is poor to you?
I think poor is somebody like me. It's a struggle every day.
Yeah.
Damn.
Do you have any idea what rent goes for around here?
$750.
For how big of a house or a bedroom?
2 or 3 bedroom mobile home, living room, kitchen, bathroom, washer and dryer.
Okay.
And then you got gas, water, and electric, and trash, and then I got car payments, I got credit card bills, I got personal loan debt, I mean.
Does it feel like you're barely staying above water?
Oh yeah, man.
Is there anything that you would like to say to the camera?
Yeah, get Joe Biden out of office. Get Donald Trump back in, or somebody better than Biden.
Let's go down to the courthouse where there's probably a lot of characters hanging out.
That's cheap. Yeah, $750 is cheap, but you have to think they don't have high-paying jobs in these areas. It's not like you're gonna come up on a $70,000 a year job with $750 rent, you know. So they're gonna be very low-paying jobs. So you're in a bad home. Like for what you're making, that probably is very expensive.
This is known as one of the poorest counties in America. Is that a reputation that people are aware of?
Yes. Some want to work and some don't.
What do people do for fun around here?
You have to travel out.
Yeah?
Go to Lexington or Jackson or somewhere.
There's nothing fun in the
not a
entire
thing
town.
Here. Not a thing here.
Do people ride horses? Do they shoot guns? Do they play darts? Do they drink beer?
Beer. They drink beer and throw darts.
So you mentioned a lot of people are choosing not to work. Are a lot of businesses struggling to hire right now and they just can't fill a position?
They will hire somebody and then they just want to go home. They just kind of give up.
Pretty easy to quit, huh?
As soon as they get their first paycheck, they want to go back to the house.
Did you grow up here?
No, I've been here for 4 years. I lost my woman. I watched her overdose and die. I lost my home. I lost my vehicle, you know what I mean? I lost it all here.
So what do people do around here?
Try to survive, that's it.
Do you feel represented as an American?
No, I haven't even got a stimulus check yet.
Really? How did they miss you, man? That's Trump or Biden, if you're watching this, get this guy the stimulus check.
I love my stimulus check. Checks. I lost $168,000 in one day.
How'd you do that, man?
How much?
Let's hold it.
Was it cash?
Yeah. Used it.
I'm guessing you were running some sort of operation then to get that cash? Yeah. So were you like a known dealer in the area? Are a lot of people struggling here?
Yes.
Is people not eating around here? Is that bad?
Yeah. I mean, people's going to trash cans and dumpsters. You know what I mean? It's not to make money, just to survive. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. What would you do if you were president to change the situation in this town?
I would take a match and a lot of gas or something.
Around here.
I just the warrants and stuff, people gets on them, and people non-child support, drug heads, and people on meth and things like that.
Is meth a big issue around here?
Oh yeah, it's bad.
Yeah?
It seems like he just keeps getting wet.
Is meth?
That is nuts, bro. That is so sad, bro. Go back. To what?
That's a big issue around here?
Oh yeah, it's bad.
Yeah?
It seems like he just keeps getting worse and worse.
When it froze, I genuinely don't know when that was, bro. I'm gonna be honest.
I believe in everything and stuff. People's helping stuff with each other and stuff. And then these rehabs.
It's been frozen since literally that's 10 seconds ago, chat. You guys didn't miss anything, bro.
That,
Philly is thinking of 50 months.
Okay, so this is known as one of the poorest counties in America. Why do you think it is that way?
I just got everything, people and everything and stuff. I mean, there ain't much in this little community and stuff really and things to do. And
do you think there's enough job opportunities for people here?
There are several jobs and things, a few that people could actually work and stuff if they want to work, but
people are just choosing not to work.
Several people just don't want to work. That's has a lot to do with the generation stuff. Well, there's some that wants to work and stuff, and there's some that don't want to hardly do much work because they rely on the government and stuff.
So welfare systems.
Yeah.
Do you feel represented as an American?
Yep, I feel.
I hope Tommy asks them whether or not they should keep the welfare systems, cause like they need them the most. But if they see a lot of people abusing it and not working, maybe they feel like it's not necessary. And I also want Tommy to ask them why they're still there and what's stopping them from leaving to an area with more opportunities. I'm curious to know like a few different people's answers to that.
Feel pretty good. Yeah, I'd like to feel pretty good and stuff.
Do you feel like the government has your best interest at heart? And because I feel like some people feel like small town America is overlooked.
Well, I know they try to help everything the best they can and stuff. Seems like it to me, but I mean they can only do so much.
How about you interview, buddy?
So you're about to slap some cuffs on somebody?
Oh,
huh?
yep. They had a little thing with the transit and stuff. They got their they need a ride. I give them a call or something there. And I said, I'll give them a ride. I said, just do the crime. And I said, I'll haul.
And where do you take him to? How far is the jail from here?
12 miles. It's the 3 Forks Regional Jail.
How's the food there?
You know, stuff. It's about like at the house and everything. I mean, they fix them 3 meals a day. And they got breakfast and then they
jailer.
And then they'll have a dinner at the
So he's a police officer.
What does struggling look like here? Like how tough does it get?
It gets pretty tough. And some jobs everything might pay like every 2 weeks and stuff to get by, and it helps a lot and everything getting gas stuff. But then there's some jobs that might not get paid and everything like once a month, and you're struggling and everything instead of just making gas money just to get through to work the every day and stuff for that month to get your paycheck.
And what does rent go for around here?
Oh God, it's about $600 a month someplace.
For how big of a house?
Just a single wide trailer and things.
So this 12 eggs and like the cheap kind, $3.60 at Walmart or Aldi. That would be $2.50. Yeah, this is expensive. Like you're paying
taxing them
as much for these eggs, and these are the factory farmed ones as you would pay. It's more than what you would pay at Aldi for the pasture raised, a really nice egg. So have you noticed the food prices jumping lately? Tell me from your experience.
Yes.
Yeah? What in particular? Is there anything specific that you've been buying that all of a sudden has jumped?
Everything.
How much do you think your grocery bill has gone up?
Oh, I'd say about $200 or $300 a month more.
Really? That's a lot of money.
Yes, it is.
And why do you think that is? It's tough.
I don't know. I would say because, of the area, I would say, because, where we live in this rural area, where gas was so high, which...
Has your budget also gone up by $200 or $300 a month? Is there any specific food item that you've noticed has jumped?
Eggs is one of them.
Is that bang in the back? Do I see some? Sorry.
Milk.
Yeah, hamburgers.
2 or 3 years ago, what could you buy eggs for?
$1.99 or something, $1.50.
I worked at the store for 35 years. Eggs used to go for 99 cents a dozen, 89, 79.
So it's nearly doubled or tripled.
Oh, snap.
Almost $4 a 12 for a dozen.
Yeah.
This is also known as one of the poorest counties in the country, right? What to you is rich and what to you is poor? Like how much a year do you have to make or a month do you have to make to be rich, and how much do you have to be making to be poor?
You have to make a lot to be rich, wouldn't you? Probably $100,000 a year or something.
Yeah.
Okay. And what's poor here? Like if you're making under a certain amount, like, okay, what's...
I make a pretty good living, but I'm still poor. I mean, I just live paycheck to paycheck, so...
What's the average cost
How
of
much
rent
you make?
here?
I heard it was $700-800 a month.
And what kind of place is that?
Probably something you could throw your leg through, or see the wall, or see the ground.
Is that like a 2-bedroom? Is that a trailer? Is that a side-by-side? Is that a...
One bedroom.
One bedroom place is that high.
So, but like, they're all saying something different. So obviously they're not experts in real estate, which is fine, okay? Because the other nigga said $750 for 3-bedroom with a living room, bedroom. And the other nigga said you could probably find something for like $600. So everyone's kind of giving different numbers with different amenities and stuff like that. I guess that's not their forte. I am curious how much the average person makes in the area, though. These are all trailers? Yeah. I assume a house would be a lot more expensive.
To dive into the poorest county in America.
Oh, $750 was for a trailer. She's saying for a house.
We actually were here 2 years ago and did a piece, but we just didn't think we did it justice, so we're back to cover it properly. My concern for America is that people are right now. When you are paying $20 for eggs, cheese, and sausage, and cost of rent's going up, your utility bill is going up, wages have stayed stagnant, jobs have gone overseas. Without further ado, folks, Owsley County, Kentucky.
It's not QT.
What's
It
life
should be.
like
It should be
around
QT.
It's pretty boring, to tell you the truth.
See, you're strapped up.
They like to rob you.
There's a lot of robberies around here?
Yeah.
You ever have to use it?
Not yet.
That's good.
Not on people, anyway.
Okay. What do people do for fun around here?
They ain't much around here, too, though, to tell you the truth.
You don't square dance or do any of that?
Nah, they ain't nothing like that around here anymore. They used to be all kinds of stuff, but now they ain't nothing.
How have things been economically with cost of living going up, rent going up, things like that? What has that been like in the area?
It's pretty rough.
What's that? Yeah.
Up on a lot of it because you just ain't got the money to do it. Just like my truck and that stuff history and me out paying bills, trying to. Cost me almost $400 to get it fixed.
To get the truck fixed?
Yeah, that's most of my money right there.
Are there a good amount of jobs around here?
No, it ain't nothing.
What are my options?
A dollar store or the BB.
If you could talk directly to the president, what would you tell him?
I'd tell him to bring some jobs around here where people have something to do besides out stealing and robbing and...
A job will give someone something to do besides stealing and robbing?
Yeah. Might get them off all these drugs.
All right, bro. If you're a true American, you want America to be better for everybody. So how do we get there? What's the roadmap? What are the hurdles in our way? And what are some actual solutions that could get us there? I happen to think that with the amount of money going in with taxes into the federal government and state governments every year, you gotta imagine that there's better solutions than what's been going on now. Nice to meet you. Tell the people where we are right now.
Right now we're in Boonville, Kentucky, just outside of town.
Boonville sounds like a city from a movie.
Yo, bro.
They say Daniel Boone camped out here, you know.
What is Daniel Boone known for again?
He was like the Cumberland Gap and stuff like that.
The Gap, West Virginia Gap.
Tell the people about Boonville.
Basically, you know, like 98% all white population. Everybody knows everybody.
I'm not going nowhere called Boonville, nigga.
In America.
Well, yeah, see, I seen your other video on, what was it, McCreary County?
Yeah.
Said that was the poorest county, but, you know, out here, Owsley County, Lee County.
It's poor, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's poor.
Is that a reputation that people are aware of or they think about?
No, not really, you know.
To you, what is rich? Like, if I make this amount in a year, you're like, I'm good.
But it ain't about money, you know. It's like, you know, your living situation. How you want to live and doing whatever you want to do.
All right, we'll see you in a few.
Yo, I did not know Kentucky was like this, bro. To be fair, I don't know anything about Kentucky.
You can tell just by who's shopping at the gas station that meth is definitely an issue in the area. My hunch tells me that fentanyl has creeped in here too. I know that this is kind of middle America, and some of the trends that happen in LA, New York are slow to hit, but fentanyl has pretty much creeped in everywhere now, so I want to explore a little bit more about that.
Oh, man,
one of the questions in my head is, does poverty cause drug addiction? Like the misery of poverty, you mask it up with drugs, or by getting into drugs, does that cause poverty? Chicken before the egg kind of question. Anyways, we're driving through the beautiful hill country of Kentucky. There's bluffs, there's trees, there's wildlife, the birds are chirping. I'm gonna go a little bit deeper into Owsley County and talk to the locals.
Gage said he had some friends he wanted to introduce us to and to follow him. So we left the parking lot and hit the dusty trail. Here's what happened.
Yeah, did you see that sign? Yo, who paid money to put that up there, man?
We've been on a dirt road for a little while now, and this is only a spot that a local could bring you into.
Hey, buddy. You won't bite, they just bite.
My dog's like that too.
Come here.
He won't bite.
Hey, puppy. Come on. She didn't like it.
What's her name?
Gracie. That and our baby.
The little guys are the ones you gotta watch out for with the dog.
Yeah, I run slap over top of that little fella in my car.
Yeah?
Wheel went over him. I mean, like blood and everything coming out of his mouth.
You said you ran over him?
I backed up and turned it back over him.
Yeah. He's doing okay, huh?
Yeah, I give him some medicine. Doctor came up.
What do you mean you hit your dog with a car?
We're from Milwaukee.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good to meet you. I'm Tommy.
you too. I'm Isaac Bowley.
Isaac, nice to meet you.
You too, buddy.
Did you grow up around here?
I grew up in Owsley County, not right here, but up Buffalo part of it.
You love it here?
Yeah.
What do you love about it?
I don't know. It seems like you can live here better than you can away. I tried living in Ohio, Indiana, and Michigan, and places like that, but to come down here, it's easier to live in.
Yeah. The nigga tried Ohio and Michigan and gave up. Nigga, someone needs to put him on. Someone needs to put him on. That's a crazy combination of places before giving up. There's so much rest. There's a world outside of Ohio and Michigan too, man.
And you don't have as much traffic, and you know, it's more peaceful.
You seem like a man that wouldn't like traffic.
I don't like it. I come through Atlanta,
KFC's
Georgia,
not even from Kentucky. Yo, you might have, whoa, let's hold on. Where did KFC start? Salt Lake City, Utah? Huh? What the fuck is Kentucky good for? They made this chicken in Utah? Oh, hell no. Colonel Harlan Sanders, an entrepreneur, began selling in his roadside restaurant in Kentucky. Oh, the first franchise opened in Utah. I'm not gonna lie, this is actually interesting. Headquartered in Louisville, Kentucky, he began selling at his roadside restaurant in Corbin, Kentucky during the Great Depression. Sanders identified the potential of his restaurant franchising concept, and the first KFC franchise opened in Salt Lake City, Utah. Okay, so it did start in Kentucky. All right, save. You got to do a little research sometimes. Okay, the first franchise was out in Utah, but it did start in Kentucky, though. Thank God. Thanks, William.
Morning, and it was rush hour, running 100 miles an hour, and I had a 21-foot trailer behind me, driving a truck like that right there.
You sound like a menace on the road.
I mean, I had to. The man I was riding with, he had a heart problem, but he's having a heart attack or something. He said he couldn't do it.
If I was in your car driving 100 with you, I'd probably have a heart attack too. I'm kind of a weenie when it comes to high speeds.
Well, if everything's running that fast, and you had to get in the lane over here, and you was in this lane, you had to get past.
That's Atlanta.
Yeah. So how has this area changed over time? What was it like when you were a kid?
All right, I'm going to stop the rumors. Okay, Atlanta traffic is actually not that bad. The only people that think Atlanta traffic is bad are people that's only ever lived in small towns, okay? If you've ever lived in a big city, Atlanta traffic is fine. You can literally drive through this road perfectly peacefully unless you're in exact rush hour, bro. Dead ass, my nigga. Is it worse than it was 4 years ago? Yes. Will it be worse 4 years ago than it is now? Yes. That is called a growing city. If you don't want a growing city, you can't have the benefits of a growing city, like proliferating businesses, a lot of money, rising wages. You can't have all those things in a dying city. So the pros and cons come with each other, my nigga.
You had to get past them.
Yeah. So how has this area changed over time? What was it like when you were a kid?
Well, where I was born, up in Upper Buffalo, there wasn't no traffic. There wasn't no cars up in there. I remember the first car I ever seen. It was no about a 50 motor Chevrolet.
When I look around this landscape, I feel like this is what America looked like for many, many years before cities ever came to be.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Graduated high school and really been working around here ever since.
What do your folks do?
My mom's phlebotomist down here right next to the BP down there.
What is
So
that?
if I need some blood, she's who I go to?
Yeah.
I see something went down here.
I didn't even...
That was yours?
Yeah.
What happened there?
Don't know, buddy. Come on about 3 o'clock in the morning, smoke something out the windows.
You got a mean ex-girlfriend or something?
That's what I was trying to figure out, yeah.
They draw blood?
I don't think I made one that mad, though.
What do you think happened?
Just don't know. Just one of them things, I guess.
How long ago did this happen?
2 months ago.
That's a big life event to have your house burned down.
It's pretty bad, yeah.
I mean, I guess insurance isn't going to cover this?
But I know insurance.
Yeah, that's pretty rough, man.
Yeah.
How has Owsley changed over time? From when you were a kid to now, how has it changed?
Well, we've got like a new road, a new 30 coming out of Boonville there, you know. Well, we've got a stoplight down there now, costing like one red light.
So when you grew up, there was no stoplight?
No, we just had a flashing costing light there.
Yeah. What are the pros and cons of a small
Yo, this is
town?
actual poverty.
Well, of course, you got everybody in your business all the time, you know.
Some said 100% meth lab explosion. Bro, why are you assuming that? There's so many different reasons a fire can happen, bro.
Is it hard to find a lady to court around here?
You can find plenty of them, but now it's caught them what.
Atomic, thank you for the 10
What
months.
do you look for in a woman?
TF, thank you for the prime, bro.
5-year-old.
How long have you given up looking for love?
Since my wife died.
Man,
You know.
I'm sorry to hear that.
This
When
video
was
gets
that?
sadder, bro.
You guys are about the same age?
Yeah, we're the same age.
I have to die first. That's what I told my wife, because I don't think I could.
Hers, you know, it's hard. I mean, I lived with her 42 years.
Life can be a lot of love and joy, but it can also be a lot of tragedy.
It can be good or it can be bad.
Smitty, thank you for 11 months, bro.
You found a good woman, you found a good thing. But if you find a bad one on you, you found the worst thing in the world.
Sweet Cheeks is a wonderful woman. That's my wife. Shout out to Sweet Cheeks, by the way.
A woman can kill a man, run him crazy, I mean, just destroy him.
The younger generation, I feel like they're slower to get married, and some of them don't even want to get married. What do you think about that?
I think they're wise not to want to get married.
Why is that?
They always break up with it.
And when you lose them, I can't imagine that, man. That's
yeah, that's a bad feeling. I mean, it's the worst feeling in the world. It's like part of you died, I mean, with her.
Do you feel like it's
a hole and can't get out? That's what that's an awful feeling.
Do you believe in the afterlife? Do you believe in heaven?
Yeah, I believe we'll meet again.
If I want to date someone around here, what are my options? Where do I go to find them? What do you look for?
Oh, man.
Tinder?
No, it's
not Tinder.
No, not around here.
Are people on Tinder?
Sure they are, but they're probably like registered to Lexington or, you know, somewhere where there's more people, you know what I mean?
Do you also have to drive kind of far to find them?
Oh yeah, I mean, you know, besides the same old ones around here, you know.
So if you found love, you found a woman.
Where is he getting these flicks from?
Lexington or Louisville.
Where the fuck is he getting these prom photos from, bro?
Well, I guess if I loved her enough, I probably would.
What do you fellas do for fun?
We go fishing or something like that.
Tony, thank you for the 19 months.
Is there a creek around here?
All these rivers and creeks, yeah.
What can you catch around here?
You can catch catfish, bass.
Ooh, wait.
So I noticed in the South a lot that people have a lot of cars on their property. Is everyone just kind of working on a project?
Yeah, most of them, you know, is like parts cars they buy for parts. You know, they'll put the parts they need off that car. And
okay, so rather than buy, let's say, 3 parts for $1,000, you might buy the whole car for a few $100, and then you can mix and match what you want off of it. So I'd imagine that people around here are fairly handy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, everybody's self-sufficient, most of them.
And if I wanted to find a job around here, is that hard to do?
Ooh, yeah.
You'd be screwed.
Yeah, it's pretty hard, yeah.
Or, you know, mowing yards. That's what I'm doing right now.
How far do you have to drive to find a welding job?
At least to Lexington.
Are we ready to board everything up?
75.
You have to commute that far just for a good job?
Say
so when
less.
people say, like, there's just not shit around here to do or shit around here for employment, they mean it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Did there used to be something in town and then it went overseas, or has it just always been not that much?
You know, when they done the tobacco buyout.
Yeah, it used to be the tobacco.
Yeah.
Do you guys still believe in the American dream?
Oh yeah.
And what does that mean to you?
Living free, doing whatever you want, you know. I'd
That's
say we
so
probably live
nuts.
pretty close
Yo,
to
Marty, thank you for the 18 months, bro.
And what makes this place free?
Being able to get out and, you know, roam around the hills and be outside.
Going back to the whole job thing, so if you don't have a job, what % of people would you say are on the draw?
Pretty high percentage.
Let's talk about rural welfare, which around here people refer to as being on the draw. In Kentucky, about 1 in 8 people live below the poverty line. But when we shift to the more rural Appalachian area of the state, that number jumps to 1 in 5. So to remain afloat and have their basic needs met, many of these families turn to welfare. A family of 3 that qualifies for welfare receives about $524 per month. For many families, of course this helps, but this is still a life on a bare bones budget that doesn't allow much margin for error. Like for example, remember the guy earlier this episode that was having trouble with the $400 bill to fix his truck? Yeah, that's a lot of folks around here. The pressures of poverty and the rising cost of everyday living is leading some people to wonder if the American dream is still within reach.
If someone's on the draw, how much are they getting a month and how much is it actually?
Nigga said Confederate flag count.
I think it probably varies depending on what you draw.
And how many kids you have.
Disability, stuff like that.
We just sent $90 billion overseas to fight wars in places that isn't our country.
Yo, it's crazy to me they can still believe in the American dream. I'm not saying they should or shouldn't, but like they have really been dealt the worst hand, bro. And they still have, I guess like the dream is different. Maybe it's not the same thing for everybody. And them niggas just want to be left alone type shit, just some peaceful existence. Don't want to be bothered, feel me?
About that when you see our government send our tax money overseas like that.
Slap in the face, you know.
We just get screwed.
Using that money to help us, you know.
If they built a brand new manufacturing plant,
yeah, they're dealt the worst hand, nigga. This the poorest county in America.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, the door you line up.
They'll be fighting.
Be fighting against
People be fighting to get a job?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I want to draw attention to a pair of tits I see on your arm. Who is that?
That's, I don't know who she is.
She is a nice rack, eh?
Yeah.
You asked me what my bucket list was. Right there it is.
Do your own tattoo?
I done it, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nigga did his own tats.
Radio opponent, you know.
Canadians came and stole the dream. Bro, how the fuck are you gonna blame Canada for your own country problems, gang? Like, what the fuck? Nigga, you think Canadians is the ones moving here, bro? Really? You know the real people moving here that's fucking this country up?
Which is an extremely rare thing to find. Probably worth about 10 grand.
The arrowheads are
easy. Yeah, that would be worth at least 10 grand.
Nigga say who? Hey, chat, y'all niggas letting it fly right now. Hey, chill out, bro. Chill out.
People just call it bum or podunk. And so because of that, no one needs to run on a campaign that's going to help this place because, well, it's only a few thousand votes. Who cares? As long as I win the cities, I win the election.
You feel like a lot of people suffer from like depression around here?
Yeah.
What do people do to get help? Is it just like self-medicating or is a lot of resources?
Yeah, a lot of people do drugs.
What percentage of people you would say are on something?
50, 65%.
Yes, nuts. The majority of people are on not just drugs,
We're
hard
at the one
ones.
grocery store in town.
That's
How do you think
crazy.
about the prices here?
A little high.
A little high.
Everywhere you go in America, locals will tell you about the crazy grocery prices. US Today states that the average American family now spends over $1,000 on groceries, and the US Department of Agriculture says grocery prices are up 25% since 2019. Due to crippled supply chains, it was kind of understandable that food prices went up during COVID, but even then it still felt like we were being gouged by grocery stores, and it turns out we were. The Federal Trade Commission released a report that said large grocery store chains exploited product shortages during the pandemic by raising prices significantly more than needed to cover their added costs, and they continue to reap excessive profits. And not only did they gouge us, but we've also now been hit with shrinkflation, which is the practice of items decreasing in size, but they still charge us the same.
Yo, these companies think we're fucking dumb, nigga. Hey, nigga, I know the exact parameters and dimensions of my Lay's bag, nigga. If you try and make that shit smaller, I will fucking know, gang. You can't trick me. I know how big that bag used to be. Nigga, I know they got more air in it now. You can't fucking trick me.
Same amount. Many people are feeling stretched to a breaking point when it comes to feeding their family. And in a town like this with only one grocery store and no competition on pricing, it is especially tough.
Do you feel like the cost of living has just gone up in the last few years?
Oh, definitely.
Where have you seen it most?
Groceries, gas, just everything really, you know what I mean?
Do you think more and more people are just stretched?
Oh yeah, definitely stretched thin. $100 bill, you know, is like a 20 used to be, you know what I mean?
Like one thing I've seen from cities to here is like I can go either as cheap as I can, like Aldi and Walmart, or I can go expensive like Whole.
Is that a fucking on his arm, or am I tripping? Yikes.
Foods or fancy shop, but here you got one option to shop. So let's just go walk in and let's look at the prices. A dozen for $4.50. Do you remember when that used to be like $1 for a dozen only a few years ago?
Oh yeah.
The cheese, $3.09, $5.60. One of the things that happened from the pandemic is like they raised all the prices after the pandemic, but then once things went back to normal, they never raised them back down again.
Right.
When you see corporations having record profits, like what goes through your head right now?
Well, inflation just killing me. That's the bottom line.
Do you know how much you spend on groceries in a month?
$300 to $500.
What do you think needs to happen to make like more people proud to be an American?
I think with the whole immigration ordeal right now, like I think we need to slow.
There are no immigrants headed to where you're at, buddy. There are no immigrants. No immigrants is coming to your area, gang. Yo, these niggas, this nigga's a hateful nigga, bro. He's just masquerading it. He's pretending like he's not. This is a hateful ass nigga, bro. There's no immigrants where you're fucking at. They're not there. How the fuck does that affect you, gang? The immigrants be in the cities you hate.
Way down on that because, you know, we're letting all these, they're illegal aliens in and, you know,
See, he doesn't know the difference between an alien and an illegal alien. He deadass has no idea, okay? If, no matter what country on earth exists, if all foreign investment was removed from that country, if all the people that came there from other countries that added value left, the economy would immediately collapse. Those people are necessary because they do very important things for the country. There's obviously limits, and you should have limitations so that prices don't go exorbitantly high for the people that are in the country. But that's all a delicate balance, and it just depends on how slow or smart your administration is on how good they get at managing that. But like, he dead ass just said, bro.
Giving them all this.
There are no limits right now. There are, bruh.
And they get them checks every month, and for some
at least legally there are.
They're out here starving.
You know, obviously no one's.
Homeless veterans.
Illegal immigration should never happen in general. Feel me? If you want asylum, then there's a legal way to apply for that. Illegal immigration should just never happen in general. Period. But if you're referring to that, that's not what immigration is. That's illegal immigration, bro.
I mean, that's a shame to America, to me.
To really understand something, you gotta go straight to the source. And to understand drugs in rural America, you gotta talk about meth. So we found ourselves a meth dealer that was willing to talk. This is what he had to say.
We're deep in the Kentucky woods, and I want to learn more about.
Why you give this nigga your merch, Tommy?
I'm here with. And Jay, what are you in the business in?
Methamphetamine, fentanyl, heroin. That's mainly it.
Did you sell all of those at the same time?
Yeah.
Okay. What do customers want? Like, what was the highest seller? What was the lowest seller out of that grouping?
Well, it started out, meth was the biggest seller at first, and then,
fentanyl?
It transitioned into the fentanyl mostly.
GG's in the chat. GG's.
Fentanyl's taking over the game?
GG's.
That's what everybody wants right now.
What is the cost of fentanyl?
Anywhere from $1,200 to $1,600 now.
What are the quantities that people are picking up, and how much do they pay for that?
Like a 8-ball, $350 fentanyl. Meth right now at ice is way down, it's like 125, 150 an ounce.
How does fentanyl get into a place like Owsley County?
Over time it's inevitable, it's just gonna start bleeding over from the cities.
What has been the difference now that fentanyl has entered the game?
There's a lot more overdose deaths.
Do you think most people in this community know somebody that's overdosed?
Absolutely.
Does he care?
From what I understand, there's only one officer, one sheriff in the entire county. So is it pretty easy to get away with selling it?
No, it's not actually. There's a lot of state police, and we have a lady sheriff, but she's got deputies too.
Okay. In the business of that, are you ever paranoid or sketched out?
Oh, absolutely, you gotta be.
Have you had any close calls, or you ever been caught for doing any of that?
Yeah.
And what happened?
Went to jail. A traffic stop.
Traffic stop, and they found it in the vehicle?
Damn. Well,
Okay.
I feel bad for him. Fuck him.
Just pulled over, and they've got a dog. They run the dog, and when it hits, they have probable cause of search.
Was your heart racing at this point?
See, I was nervous.
I mean, I would imagine. Do you feel like if there's more opportunities here for people, that they would be less likely to do drugs, and that drugs are kind of just a way to numb yourself if you feel like you don't have a lot of options?
No matter how much opportunity you have around the place, there's always going to be drug addiction no matter what. There's a lot of drug-induced mental illness.
I guess, is there any stories of that you like to paint people a picture of what you're talking about?
People can be normal, and then after they say do methamphetamine for a while, like it just makes like schizophrenic symptoms and stuff like that. It just really makes them come out.
That sounds like it would be pretty scary to deal with.
Oh, yeah, it can be.
The United States has very high.
If the majority of people
from the city
are using this shit,
in between,
he has to be making a killing.
What percentage of this area you think is on some sort of drug?
30 to 40%.
If you want to get clean, what are your options? Are there AA meetings? Is there therapy? Is there rehabilitation? Is there recovery homes?
Oh yeah, there's definitely there's rehabs and stuff like that. Yeah. There's not a whole lot of NA and AA meetings, but there is rehab.
How many people in the area are working multiple jobs where they aren't just working one 9 to 5, where they have to have something just to scrape by?
Sure.
Do you feel like people can't get by on just one job anymore?
Around here, it's harder to get by on just one job.
Do most people go into selling drugs simply for the extra income? And on a good month, what can you make selling?
Yo, Gio, thank you for the resale.
It just depends on the quantities that you're able to obtain, what kind of money you got to start out with, If you got a little bit of money going into it, it helps a whole lot. at least enough to buy an ounce quantity of either.
What's the biggest week or month you've ever had in business?
Probably 20 grand.
20 grand?
Yeah.
What did you do with that money?
Well, I ain't got nothing to show for it now.
You pissed it away?
Yeah.
What kind of things did you spend it on?
Well, at the time, a lot of it I spent right back on drugs.
So this nigga ruined a whole bunch of people's lives by selling drugs, getting them hooked on it. A lot of people died. And then he didn't even use that money to try and elevate his situation. Instead, he just blew it all. Are you serious right now?
Always being in this business, like, impacted your mental health.
At first, you know,
Jordan, thanks for the tier 1, bro.
You know, but eventually, you know, you'd be surprised what you can normalize, you know what I mean?
Is there any thoughts that you like to share with people back home?
Don't mess that up to people back home.
Vaughn, welcome back. Elam, welcome back, bro.
Fentanyl down if you can, you know what I mean? Because eventually, it will get you eventually. If you're f***ing with it all, you are going to die at one point, you know?
Well, thanks for sharing your thoughts and your story. And we'll see you in the next part of this episode.
We heard a rumor going around town that a female police officer damn near patrolled the entire town by herself. We went to her office to go talk to her. She was a little bit camera shy, but she did say her lieutenant would do an interview. Here's what he had to say.
I'm Tom, I'm here with
Gavin Shanks.
You got a firm handshake. Tell me, what is it like being a deputy?
Nothing better than a good firm handshake.
Good experience. We definitely we get quite a bit of good calls and stuff. To be such a small town, we get into a lot of theft cases, a lot of dope cases.
When you refer to dope, which drug is that?
We get primarily a lot of methamphetamine cases. We do get a lot of marijuana use, but it's not typically something we don't worry about it as much as we do the other.
Do you feel like arresting someone for weed is kind of a waste of time?
Typically, I'll be honest, I don't arrest for weed. I usually write a citation and just seize the marijuana. If it's a very large amount, it kind of puts it into a different scale because it kind of bumps it to like a trafficking case.
Yeah.
To me personally, I've never actually arrested on it. I always just write a citation for it.
Cop wearing long sleeves to hide the swastikas. Bro, not everybody got swastikas on their fucking arm, nigga. Okay? Damn.
Trafficking marijuana, but I just think it's...
He might just be a good fucking guy, bro.
Like, come on. Has theft gone up in recent years, or has it stayed steady?
I think it's definitely, I think it definitely goes up and down. I think right now it's up a lot. I think one of the leading
check
things
TTS.
Theft is
yeah, we'll do TTS right after this, and then we'll start boarding up the room.
Very heavy, it turns into theft to pay for an addiction.
Yeah. Do you think poverty creates drug addiction, or drug addiction creates poverty, or it's kind of the same side of the coin?
I definitely think, if anything, I think the drug addiction definitely is the lead to poverty. Before poverty would be the lead to drug addiction. You know, I speak to a lot of these people we arrest, and a lot of people we, don't arrest. We just have conversations with them, and a lot of them, whether they're telling the truth to me or not, they don't. I don't know, but they'll always say, I want to get off of it, I just can't, and so it kind of leads them down that path of not being able to.
Stay away from drugs. Stay sober, Chad. Stay sober, bruh. Dead ass, bro. You do not want it to get its hooks on you. That is gonna be a lifelong fight. If you could avoid it, avoid that shit, bro. Like, it don't matter how appealing this shit looks. It don't matter how many people around you is doing this shit. I swear it doesn't matter, bro. Stay away from that, bro. Dead ass.
Even if they wanted to. And I think it slowly leads to that poverty level because they're unable to pay for other things, trying to pay for that addiction.
If someone truly wants to get clean, what are the resources in the county for them to explore?
So one of the big things is, especially on these first-time offenders, we always try to give people the opportunity for rehab. We'll send them to a 90-day mandatory rehab, usually on the first and even second offense.
Who pays for that?
The county does.
That's really big.
If it's a mandatory rehab that we put them through, the county will have to take that in. We also have a rehab right here in the county.
What do you had to guess? What do you think the success rate of a 90-day rehab is?
Man, sadly, I'm gonna angle on the low side just because it's not because it doesn't necessarily work or that's not a good rehab. It's just that people don't have the drive for it, and it's hard to conquer that drive in such a short amount of time. It's usually a good refresher, and we definitely see a change in people. In that 90 days, previous to us arresting you, and that 90 days, you will look like somebody we don't even recognize. But, the biggest thing is after that 90-day rehab, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to continue to stay clean? And that's hard. A lot of people think that they can get out of rehab.
Juice
and go
Booty
back to running the same
4529.
crew.
Welcome back.
And, you know, it just 9 times out of 10 doesn't work out.
Crazy
you know?
name.
How has fentanyl changed the game?
We are seeing an incline in overdoses here in the past, I'd say, year. And a lot of it leads back to fentanyl. We've had people we, used to, if we came upon an overdose, we could Narcan somebody 1 or 2 times and we were able to get them back. Now we're seeing Narcan 9 to 12 times before we're getting a responsive patient back. So, I mean, it's definitely changed the game a lot, and you can't never tell what it's going to be inside of. We get people who had a guy owed a few weeks ago, and he may not have told me the exact truth, but he said all he smoked was a joint, and he ended up overdosing. When they cleaned his stomach, he had overdosed on fentanyl. And so, whenever you look at that it could possibly be in marijuana and stuff, I mean, you never know what it's going to be inside of. You could smoke a joint and overdose.
What is it like carrying that with you? Like, I think a lot of people don't understand what
It's not my sound, is it?
Oh. Day-to-day basis.
I got that shit on my soundboard.
You see the fight between the husband and the wife. You see the drunk. You see the person that just overdosed and died. Like, what is it like carrying that on with you?
I guess you just have to always make sure you don't take everything home with you, and try to just remember it's a job. It does get hard. Try to always be compassionate to people, and even though we see him on our
Yo, he seems like a good fucking guy, a good fucking dude, man.
Of it all.
That's a big ass stapler in the background, huh?
Be understanding.
All right, folks, that was Owsley County. I think this is a very important American story to cover. I appreciate the people of Owsley County welcoming us in and sharing their story with us, because we're always thinking about what's the way forward. I wish that place the best. I wish some growth and prosperity in the future, and I'm glad we got to take an inside look. Thank you guys for...
Yo, Tommy, W video, bro. W fucking video, bro. Seriously. That shit was actually really sad, though. I'm not gonna lie. It helped show like a different side of America that you don't honestly get too many. You don't get a chance to see too often. Oh, so you like the video? Boom. You're gonna like that one too, man. Go ahead, just. Bro, click the video. What the? Bro, that's what I be saying. Like.